I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, time for my quarterly market update. This one for summer 2022. Got some of the recent stats, monthly stats from the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board. As I always point out, the only true source for statistics. Unless it's from the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board, be very careful with these stats you see put out on YouTube or Twitter or these other places. They're usually massaged, manipulated in some way, is what I find. One of the best metrics to use, I've talked about this for 10 years on my blog, is the active sales to listings ratio. Cleanest stat to use. It's a simple stat that takes both listings, what's on the market, and sales every month, because you have to tie those two together. The media will always, over the last 30 years I've been in this business, whenever the market turns, they love negative stuff for sure. They always talk about sales. Sales drop 30%. Vancouver condo sales plummet 40%. It means very little unless you take that into consideration with what the inventory is. If sales have gone down 30%, but inventory is 30% below our normal range, then it's a wash. It doesn't mean anything. And, you know, the other thing is, I don't know too many people that are all that interested in sales volume anyways. That's a realtor statistic. More people, what everyone's interested in is prices. What are prices doing? Are those going up or going down or treading water? Sales is kind of irrelevant, to be honest. But let's give you a quick synopsis here of what's going on. So the detached market now has officially slipped into a balanced market, and into a balanced market. It's been a fairly precipitous fall here the last 6 or 7 months on the detached market. Just to give you an idea, you know, the active sales to listings ratio, anything over 20 is a seller's market. From 12 to 20 is balanced. Under 12 is a buyer's market. I can tell you that we rarely ever see buyer's markets in Vancouver. It's rare. Every now and again, once every 10 years, every decade or so, maybe we do. It slips in there for a year, a month or 2 or 3, and then goes back into balanced territory. I can tell you on the one-bedroom condo market, the high-quality one-bedrooms, that is pretty much consistently in a seller's market. And we're well into a seller's market still on condos, one-bedroom condos especially. But the detached market back in February, sales to active listing ratio was 35. So strong seller's market. In March, it went all the way up to almost 39, 38.8. Crazy strong seller's market. In April, it dropped to 25.3. Now, I've got some early statistics out right now for June, and it looks like the active sales to listings ratio is now sitting at about 18.5 for detached. So that is now into the balanced territory. It's at the high end of balanced and almost still into a seller's market, but it has slipped into balanced territory now. Prices are coming off a bit. No panic selling or anything like that. And again, it's very low inventory, especially on good quality homes on the east side. Anything on the west side under 3, 8, 4 million. Not a whole lot if you do searches for areas like Kerrisdale or Canby. But it has slipped into a balanced territory. One-bedrooms, condos are still well into favoring the sellers on the sales to active listing ratio. As a matter of fact, good quality one-bedrooms in downtown Vancouver, Mount Pleasant, Kitsilano, probably hovering around 32 on a sales to active listings ratio, so still pretty strong seller's market. Again, very low inventory. I'm still seeing multiple offers on good quality one-beds that are priced right. And that I should point out, the market right now, buyers are being cautious. They're being calculated, is what I find. You know, they're generally trying to avoid multiple offers, and I don't blame them. You shouldn't have to get into a multiple offer once you get up into the 1.5, 2 million and up range. The higher you go in the price scale, you know, the fewer buyers there are out there. Also, the higher you go up in the price scale, we're starting to see more price reductions and that kind of thing. So I'll give you some frontline stuff. Did you guys like those? June 2022, this was a crazy busy month for me. This was one of the busiest Junes I've had. June is usually a little slower for me. I had 8 firm deals in June, which is a good month for June. This year, I didn't go away. I only was away for about 5 days. I am going to be away a lot more later this summer into July and August. And just to let you guys know, We'll try and do a few Saturday blogs, but over the next 8 weeks, 9 weeks here, probably won't be doing a whole lot of Saturday blogs, only because I'm going to be taking some much needed time off. I've got some trips coming up to LA, New York, Europe, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. But my 1-bedroom units that I've been listing, I've been selling pretty well, pretty quick, generally within 14 days, 7 days if it's priced right and it's a good unit. I have had a couple that have languished a little bit, been on the market for about 30 days or so. I've reduced them and then usually taken an offer pretty quick on it. I've had a couple of detached sales in June that were, you know, upwards of $3-4 million on the west side. Those were on the market for 45 days and about 65 days. Had to reduce both those, but eventually a buyer came forward. Had 2 luxury condo sales on the listing side. Both of those I had reduced once. Once I reduced once, the other one I reduced twice. Lots of showings, lots of action, no offers. Finally, on the second reduction on the last one here, I got an offer on it pretty close to full ask. So what I'm saying is that interest is up there, getting lots of showings. You got to be priced right. If you're not, stay ahead of it, reduce it a bit, and generally a buyer will come forward. I'm not seeing any panic out there at all, just to let you guys know about that. I still see in Twitter and other areas that the bottom's falling out of the Vancouver market and panic is setting in and all that other stuff. It's not, it's a lie. I'll give you guys some more updates on that and mortgage defaults and all that, which are pretty much non-existent. But what I am seeing, this is kind of par for the course. It's what I call that summer slowdown. As now we're into July, realtors start to take vacations, take time off. Pretty much all my colleagues, including myself, that I've talked to the last few weeks have all told me what I'm doing. A lot of them are going to be taking 3, 4, 5 weeks off this summer. I'm going to be basically from this point on until Labor Day away about over 4 weeks between now and Labor Day. So a lot of realtors are like me. You know, during COVID, we kind of crammed 3 years worth of sales volume into 2 years. It's been busy, so a lot of them are taking the time off. What you're starting to see is if the sellers aren't getting the prices, especially on some detached homes or some higher end condos priced over $2 or $3 million, if they're sitting on the market for a bit, you're starting to see those getting taken off the market. And I have a couple of those myself. If I don't get an offer on those in the next couple of weeks, I've already been in contact with my sellers. I'm telling them, let's just take it off for the rest of the summer. We'll terminate the listing and we'll revisit it in mid-September. And you'll start to see more and more of that. I'm starting to see a lot of it now. Units that are starting to be terminated, and we'll probably see those come back up in the fall. But that's just kind of par for the course. Summer months, kids are out of school, people are on vacation, realtors go on vacation as well, we'll start to see some terminated listings here if you can't get it sold. So overall, in a nutshell, market is holding up pretty well. Prices on the higher end stuff has definitely been coming down, maybe in the last 3 months off 4 or 5%. 1-bedrooms haven't really been scathed at all, at least not the good quality ones. Part of the reason for that has inventory just did not spike like a lot of people thought it would this spring. A lot of people thought that with the interest rate hikes ongoing and more coming, a lot of people were going to put their home on the market this past spring. We did have a bit of a rise in listings here like we always do in spring, but nowhere near where we thought it was. Wasn't as much as I thought it was either. So that's what's keeping the market still pretty strong and still favoring sellers in every category except for the detached market. And that, again, now has slipped to the high end of balanced. So we'll see where it goes later this summer. I'll give you guys another quarterly update here after summer, after Labor Day. Fall tends to be our second busiest market. We should see, more listings come on. I know I've got probably in my queue, I have probably 4 homes that I'm going to list in September right now, plus a few that I'll probably end up taking off the market. So there's 6, and then I'm sure I'll have 5 or 6 more between now and then. Sellers will contact me to do some listings later in the fall. So we'll keep you posted with further updates. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, have a good week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.